Good morning, Alex.
Morning, Marco.
Okay, this is Alex Radford. You've probably seen Alex around, gets quite a lot of publicity for legal services in Spain. And under that legal services in Spain, we've got getspanishresidency.com. And what we're doing today is talking to Alex, due to the rules that have changed this year, 2021, about how you can get Spanish residency and what options are available to people. So one is the non-lucrative visa, Alex, that we're going to briefly talk about. And the other is the golden visa. One applies to people with an investment over 500,000 and the other is for people that are retired or are not working. So let's do an overview with this, Alex, because any property buyers or people that want to live in Spain for more than the now 180-day rule need to look at one of these options. So let's kick off with the golden visa, which I think is going to apply to a lot of people buying property. As we know, property prices have held up quite well in Spain during the 12 months of the coronavirus pandemic, and very popular place to buy property. So for those people looking at property over 500,000 investment, how can you help them?
Well, the good news is that people who purchased a property, which is with a price tag of 500,000 or more after the 27th of September 2013, they can apply for the golden visa. And those people intending to buy a property for more than 500,000 euros in Spain can also apply for the golden visa. And that process can take place either from the Spanish consulate in the UK or your home country, or it can take place from here in Spain. And I'd always recommend that we can start the golden visa process from here in Spain, because when the visa is granted, it's granted for a 2-year period, whereas if granted from your Spanish consulate in your home country, it's granted for a 1-year period. And in effect, it probably takes about 2 months to collate the documents, and then about 3 or 4 months to actually get the visa through. So I'd suggest that people start preparing the documents and planning to obtain their golden visa, say 2 to 6 months before they intend to come to Spain. As far as the golden visa is concerned, they need to purchase a property worth at least 500,000 euros, and that's got to be free of debt. It can be a jointly owned property, and we would then decide who the main applicant is, and then the second applicant would piggyback onto their golden visa application and would be granted that visa as a dependent.
That would be a wife, a husband or wife, or could that be a dependent? As you say, you don't need to be married.
Yeah, exactly. No, if the dependent would actually have to be wife or children, or husband,
wife or children. Yeah.
Wife, children, or husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But for example, a couple living together in an arrangement. So, for example, they've carried out a formal civil partnership. That would be okay.
That would qualify as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So realistically, somebody buying a property, they could come over. Well, they'd need to come over to Spain anyway to carry out the purchase, to sign at some point. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So by and large, nowadays, we're completing most property purchases with a power of attorney. That's a document that authorizes us to act for you in Spain. So we can complete the property purchase, but in order to submit the application for the golden visa online, we would need you to be present in Spain. But that's not a problem, because at some stage you'll come and collect the keys for your property, visit the property, and we would arrange an appointment for you at the local town hall to apply for what's known as your certificate of census. So you basically register on the census at the town hall, and with that and a list of other documentation, we would submit your application to the authorities here.
So most of this can be prepped up and done, as you say, during the process of getting the power of attorney in place and collating all the documents, and you can sort out everything that's necessary in regards to preparing for the process of the golden visa application.
That's right. So that's the golden visa application. As I said, we'd recommend you submit it from Spain. It can be submitted from your home country, but it's more advisable to submit it from here in Spain, because you get the visa granted for 2 years. Unlike the non-lucrative visa, you don't have the choice in the non-lucrative visa. You have to apply for that from your home country. and it is granted for a period of 1 year.
Okay, let's move on to the non-lucrative visa then, because it's quite complicated for people to understand now that there's no other real way of coming to Spain longer than the 180 days without a non-lucrative visa. But if you haven't got a property or investment worth 500,000, which means you can't go down the golden visa route, the non-lucrative visa is the only way of becoming a resident in Spain, staying longer than 180 days. That's correct.
That's right. So in effect, Marco, anybody who wishes to spend more than 90 days in a 180-day period would require either the golden visa or the non-lucrative visa. Yeah. And so if you haven't purchased a property or you don't intend to purchase a property, you can apply for the non-lucrative visa. You would need an address in your home country and also an address here. And you've got to prove that you've got sufficient financial resources to live on.
Okay, so going for the non-lucrative visa, somebody's buying a property, intending to buy a property, and they want to be able to live in that property and not be restricted to the 180 days. Maybe they're selling up in the UK. This process now can be done via your firm in Spain. So when they come over to do a property viewing, for example, that's the right time to get this process done in Spain. Is that correct?
So first of all, you've got to decide which are they going to go for, which visa, the golden visa or the non-lucrative visa? Are they spending 500,000 euros or are they spending less than that? Okay, yeah. And then depending on that, we would advise them on which visa to go for. And if they apply for the golden visa, then yes, we'd collate all the documentation for them. And once we've completed the property purchase, we would then submit the application for the golden visa online to the authorities here. If they are applying from the UK, they're applying for a non-lucrative visa, then we would help them collate all the documents, check the documents and review them, make sure they're in date, and prioritize the documents, give them some advice on what is actually required, and then help them submit that to the Spanish consul. Once they've got the non-lucrative visa, each person has to apply for that in person. So, one application per person. Once that is granted, they've then got to travel to Spain within a period of 3 months, and then they apply for what's known as the TIE card, which is basically a foreigner's identity card. And both applicants eventually do receive the TIE card, the photo ID card here in Spain. Whether it's a golden visa or a non-lucrative visa, once you come to Spain, you'll get your TIE card. The golden visa, you only get the TIE card if you applied for it from Spain. If you apply for it from the Spanish consul, you won't get the TIE card. But as I said, the TIE card, really useful document. It's a photo ID card for foreigners here in Spain, and it means you don't have to carry your passport.
Okay, and the non-lucrative visa, Alex, you would recommend for people that certainly don't want to risk being caught out in overstaying. That's the real deciding point.
Absolutely. After the 31st of December 2020, UK nationals can only spend 90 days in a 180-day period in Spain unless they have a residency in place. So therefore, after 90 days, if they were here, then they'd be considered illegal immigrants. So if you wish to spend more than 90 days in Spain, you've got to go down the visa route.
Yeah, and one important point for property buyers, Alex, is they don't actually have to have either of these visas to purchase a property before going ahead with the purchase.
No, that's right. So you can crack on with the purchase, and then you can decide which visa you want to go for.
And if you don't want to go for any visa because you literally are going to stick to the 180-day rule, then you can just carry on as long as you like, coming backwards and forwards to Spain without a visa and not having to worry as long as you don't stay more than 180 days.
Yeah, but just remember, Marco, it's 90 days in a 180-day period. So if you spent the first 3 months of the year here, you then would have to leave Spain at the end of the 3rd month, and you wouldn't be allowed back in until the 6th month. And I know we talk about days, it's actually nights, because the Spanish taxman considers it to be nights. So it's, in fact, it's 90 nights in a 180 night period.
Okay, so really, in a roundabout way, 3 months in every 6 months, you can stay in Spain.
Correct.
Okay, that's perfect. I think that wraps us up, Alex. That's plenty of information. And what people need to remember is that they can contact you directly and they can email you, and all your details are on the website getspanishResidency.com. And that's Alex Radford, who is a Spanish abogado, an English solicitor, so speaking perfect English and Spanish, so we can do everything in Spain for the people looking at either of those visas. So thank you very much for your time, Alex. We look forward to speaking to you again soon, and people should subscribe to your YouTube channel here, Legal Services in Spain, and watch your videos as they keep coming up quite regularly with lots of advice and information. Thank you for your time, Alex.
Thank you very much.